Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, dwyervip.com. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Before we dive into the men's side of the French Open, let's just talk about some other concepts first. Golden State, Oklahoma City. Right? Understand, this video is made post game 2. Even though Oklahoma City lost game 2, they still have home court advantage. They don't have to win a game in Golden State from this point forward to win the series. Right? The series is headed back to OKC. I still think OKC has the better chance than than the Warriors to win this series. And understand, the odds have jumped. You can now get OKC at a plus 450 to win it all. I still consider that to be compelling value because I believe OKC is better than either team coming out of the Eastern Conference. So if they get by the Warriors, I believe OKC will be the next NBA champion. So take a look at that line movement. I think OKC is still the place to be. Let's talk quickly about Venezuela and the world economy. We're looking at all gambling aspects, and let's face it, it's all gambling, right? Whatever profit-making opportunities are readily apparent. The people in Venezuela right now who are doing the best are the folks who wisely got out of the local currency and invested in things like gold, silver, Bitcoin, Dash, Ethereum, right? Now, I've talked up all of those here online, right? My point to you is today. Today is March the 19th, 2016. Silver is artificially depressed, so is gold. Understand, though, if you look at things like the gold-silver multiple, you'll realize that silver is more depressed price-wise than gold. I believe buying physical silver is your best way to play the precious metals right now. Don't get me wrong. In my opinion, you're not going to go wrong buying either gold or silver, right? I would encourage people to look at the rate of return from gold going back to 2001. It's staggering, right? You're not going to, do badly playing either. It's just that silver right now is more depressed and, in my opinion, has more upside. Understand, right now the markets are upside down. Let me also say, too, that since I've mentioned Ethereum here online on my boxing site here on YouTube, right? Just Google Dwyer Ethereum. And since I've mentioned Dash, both are up nicely, right? I'm just telling you what I believe coming move in silver is going to be at least on par with the appreciation we've gotten off of Dash. Okay, let's talk about the French Open. News breaking today, this morning, that Roger Federer is out of the French Open. That's spectacular news for us right now on a futures, right? We're not going to go match by match. We're going to look at the big picture. You could get Novak Djokovic at a minus 125. To me, that has to be the main part of your betting portfolio. Understand, Djokovic got to the finals last year, right? Was in against Wawrinka. He was heavily favored. It was his best opportunity to win the tournament. He had beaten Rafael Nadal to get to the finals. And then, of course, he laid an egg, right? The French Open remains the thorn in Djokovic's side historically, right? All he has to do is win the French to win the career Grand Slam. I believe he wants to do just that more than anything else. I think he's been gearing for this tournament all year long. He knows he blew it last year, right? He's already figured out how to beat Nadal on clay because he did that in last year's French, right? In my opinion, there are only two guys really who have a chance to win this year. At least, to me, two betting options. One is Djokovic. I believe the minus 125 is reasonable, right? After all, this guy is the most dominant male tennis player on the planet. The only other guy, in my opinion, with the chance to beat him is the guy who beat him earlier this month, the UK's Andy Murray, right? You're getting Murray at a plus 475, right? Those are the two guys I think you need to play on for this French Open, right? I know Nadal has looked good of late. I know he was nursing injuries last year, but I believe Djokovic is the kind of guy who, once he figures you out, right, he's able to operate and take advantage of that advantage if he sees you again in a big match. Now, I know the French Open has been Nadal's, personal jewel. It's the centerpiece of his career, right? I just get the feeling that if Djokovic faces Nadal at any stage in this tournament, it could be the finals, it could be on the road there, I believe Djokovic is going to win, right? So the bets I'm recommending here on May the 19th is to start the tournament with money on Djokovic at minus 125, hedged with Andy Murray at plus 475. Right? I view last year as an outlier. I'm not putting any money on Stan Wawrinka. Right? As the tournament progresses, you can then make a call depending on the risk-reward on whether you want to put money on Nadal. I have no doubt Nadal's going to win several games in this tournament. Right? There might come a time where you say, okay, I'm going to further hedge this with some money on Nadal. But I'm not going to do so out the gate, even though you're getting a plus 350 on Nadal, because the point is, you can't have money on everyone and expect to make a profit. And we're profit-minded here. So, as of May the 19th, 2016, my suggested play, given these odds and given Federer's exit, is that you have money on Djokovic at minus 125, hedged with Andy Murray at plus 475. Right? We'll see how this thing plays out. Realistically, I know from time to time you have long shots like Wawrinka win Grand Slam events. That's rare. In my opinion, that's an outlier. Tennis, more than other sports, comes down to the elites against the masses. The elites usually win. You usually know the guys who are going to be in the quarters, semis, and finals, right? I'm guessing Djokovic, Andy Murray, Rafael Nadal are going to be in that neighborhood, right? Right now, I'm investing in Djokovic and Murray, right? I'll keep an eye on Nadal. Certainly if Nadal ends up playing one of these two in the finals, at that point, I'll jump on his side of the ledger. I'm not doing so now. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you, right? Give us your take on the French Open. If there are other players who you think are viable at Roland Garros, right, then I want for you to mention those players in the comment section to this video, as well as the odds you're seeing for those players and why you think they have a chance, right? Thanks for stopping by. I look forward to reading your comments.